The other thing I think we need to mention, I that crossed my mind, is that remember he was playing on the left and being very effective. Um,
Yeah,
and now when Auber returned, and of course, obviously playing now from the playing on the left, coming onto his right foot. Um, although he's nominally the striker, he's gone over to the right. Right? Remember the combination between them tearing they were tearing it up, and now he's on the
yeah,
right hand
yeah,
side with Bellerin.
yeah,
That's very special player, George.
yeah, yeah.
Keep saying the same
And he
old
can
thing.
play in the middle,
Of course.
and he can
George,
play, and he can play wing back.
yes, he's been playing. He hasn't played. I remember you ranting about his talent being wasted playing left fullback. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
And I was right.
you're absolutely right. You
Yeah.
know that an attacking force like that. Well, 20, George. Remember that.
Cookies, that's it.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. So yeah, we've had our Saka love in.
Yes.
So we have Emil Smith Rowe love in now.
Yes.
Because
Yes. What
he
you thought?
looked
What you
out.
thought of him yesterday?
I thought he was good.
Uh-huh.
I think his balance and his decision making, again, outstanding. He doesn't panic. He's got a goal in him. I think he's a wonderful player as well. Maybe not getting the headlines that Saka's getting. Different type of player. Not as electric, but a good player. Very good player.
What you thought of his? What you thought of his shot? His shot come assist to Aubameyang.
Oh, don't get me out of it. You're trying to get me to say controversial things.
This is a podcast, George. Come on.
It was an absolutely fabulous assist, and it was a terrible shot. It was a terrible shot turned into a fabulous assist. Now, I'm not having it. Just like Saka's fluke goal.
Oh yeah, the one against
Chelsea.
Yeah.
It was a bit of luck, but you know, he'd still done some wonderful skill to get there, and he put the ball in, and Aubameyang put it in the back of the net. You know, took advantage of it. But yeah, for me, that was not a cross. That was an attempt on goal.
Yes.
Of course, nobody wants to believe that. They want to credit him, and people will say, well, if Bruno Fernandes or somebody else had done it, Son had done it, you know, they would have they'd be getting plaudits.
Yeah.
Well, they would, because people would mistakenly think they meant it as well, because they didn't. You know, there isn't a player in the world would have made that cross.
Yeah.
Not a player in the world.
Right-footed.
Ever.
Yeah. Yeah, right-footed swinging inwards. If you know what I mean, George. Just beyond the keeper. And then in this, you know, that was three, you know, and that what made it 4-0. But George, after that, they had us on the back foot. As a matter of fact, George, the statistics show they had greater possession and greater passes than us. And I know, I know all the critics. That doesn't mean anything. You know what I mean? But the substitutions that Bielsa made work. He got rid of Aliovsky. He brought on this Coster, and I can't remember the other sub. That's not very important. But he freshened. He did something. He must have blown a rocket up their ass, because they were a different team in the second half, and eventually scored. What do you think was the difference there? I might have given away the answer, of course.
Well, I think it's what I said earlier on, that in the first half they were playing a lot of sideways and backwards, and they weren't progressing the ball like they do quickly. In the second half they were. They had a bit of a reshuffle, and players started taking a bit more responsibility, and were playing the ball forward quickly. I think there was a penalty on Bamford.
Yes, that one was pretty and we just waved away. I guess it was the ref's way.
It
It was
looked,
the ref's way of
it looked
equalizing the two decisions. You know what I mean? Because he not giving the one to Saka, so he wasn't giving the one to Bamford. That was my impression when I saw it.
possibly, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think the one on Saka was a penalty myself. I know popular opinion is everything that we should get every penalty award and the opposition should never get a penalty. But for me, Saka did a bit of a Jamie Vardy and threw his leg out to make contact. And Bamford was just cleared out.
Yes, right. The two, Gabriel and it was Gabriel and Lewis, right? They just sandwiched him and just blocked him off.
Yeah. I mean,
It's a penalty, George.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But I think we've done enough in the first half to win the game. And I don't think our substitutions helped at all.
Willian came on for
Willian and El Neni came on.
Yeah.
But I can understand that as well. You know, you don't want the humiliation of playing an open game and then pulling it back to 4-4. Yeah. God, it'd take us another 10 years to get over that. So
they were giving us they were reminding us of that Newcastle thing yesterday.
But I tell you what, if the referee had given Bamford that penalty,
yes, that
was shades of Newcastle. You know, all you had to do then was give them a penalty that wasn't a penalty, and we would have been in trouble. But anyway, they didn't. We won, and it was a decent performance, wasn't it? It was better. But the reason I think it was better is we had what we've been going on for months, a lack of technique. We had it in spades yesterday. Saka, fantastic technique. Emile Smith-Rowe, similar levels of technique. Odegaard, for however good he is, we'll know in the next few months, is certainly technically very good.
Ceballos was decent too. I mean, was
decent.
Yeah,
technically good. Very good.
Yes,
and even Xhaka is technically good. I know he's not nimble and fleet of foot, but his technique is very sound. So we've got 5 players in there now. 5 players with good technique, as opposed to having fucking none.
Right.
For most of the season. So I think you could see that. You could see the improvement. You can see what increased technique brings to the team.
Yes.
So if he's learned, if he's seen it, if he accepts it, if he goes forward in this way, then good. We're in for better times. Just how much better remains to be seen. Because we were given a bit of a lift by Leeds yesterday. We'll see how we go on against Manchester City and
Leicester.
But I think with that level of technique, you've got a chance. You know, you've got a chance. And later on, you know, you as you mentioned, they had more possession and more passes, etc., etc., etc. That could also be put down to taking technique out of the team and putting less technical players in to replace them, like Willian and El Neni.
El Neni, yeah. George, so how much credit? You know, George, you know, we both have our criticisms of Arteta, but yeah, like I said,
I can't stand the bloke.
Well, you know, personally, you know where we stand with him. I mean, ethically, I am. You know, he can do all the PR he wants, but he's never gonna win me over. But I'm gonna give him the devil his due. I thought his team to the selection yesterday without Partey, injured, and who was the other bloke he didn't play? Without Tierney, right? I thought he made, you know, a bold selections.
Yeah, so did I. I said before the game, I tweeted before the game that it was an interesting selection and that at least you have to give him credit. He's trying something.
Mhm.
Or what we don't know is, though, why he tried something. Was he trying it because he was saving Lacazette for
Thursday.
Thursday,
Hmm.
or was he trying it because he thought it might work?
Yes.
We don't know yet. I suppose we'll see on Thursday, won't we?
Yes.
Uh, but I'm reluctant to say that he had a Damascus moment because maybe he was just sacrificing the Leeds game and concentrating on Benfica. I hope that's not the case. I really hope that he picked that team for the right reasons because he thought it was the best team to pick. I hope that's the case because despite the fact that I have no time for him on a personal basis, I want him to succeed. I want him to win football matches. I want him to get this team playing well. I want him to take us back to where we should be. I don't want him to fail. I don't like him, but I still want him to succeed. And it's unfair if because we don't like him, we just look at everything that he's done wrong and be negative about it. You've got to give him the credit if he deserves it, and we'll see soon enough, I think. We'll see against Benfica, we'll see against Manchester City, and we'll see against Leicester whether he deserves the credit or whether he's just like COVID gave him Smith Rowe.
Freddie gave him. Freddie gave him Saka.
Is it genuinely he's seen it or just stumbled upon it? I hope he's seen it. I hope he's not just stumbled on it by accident. And I hope even if he has stumbled on it by accident, he sees it's the way forward.
George.
We'll see.
George.
There's enough gone wrong this season for me to have my doubts. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, George. I have a couple of followers who are super critical of Arteta, but I publicly had to counsel them because you have to give the devil his due. There was, he surprised me. But even before the game, I said, keep an open mind, Shotta. Don't be closed. You can't do that. At the end of the day, we're Arsenal fans. We don't want the club to fail. When, by the way, George, there are several other bigger things that are happening in football and in the economy now that makes you worry about the future, if not about your club, about the Premier League. I mean, George, Ehab, Candyman Shank keeps telling, we've spent £300 million since Wenger left. We paid off all these players who left. I don't want to dwell on it, but we are living off TV money. There's no crowds. If you know what I mean, George, we had to we have two loners here in the team, Ceballos and most of all Odegaard. And we didn't even speak much about him. But George, we're giving Odegaard a finishing education here to go back to Real Madrid. The game yesterday, in my opinion, was like going at 100 miles per hour when he's used to playing at 75. And though we saw flashes, people keep saying, well, what do you think of Odegaard? You can't make a judgment on him. But by the time he gets better, he'll be back in Spain. These are the kind of things that I'm concerned about. But if our manager can get us playing the right way and get us into top 6, which was my original prediction, but which I'm not sure we can make, it will be good for the club. And that's, be in light of all the circumstances that we face.
Oh, absolutely. I agree with you. But you have to give him credit when he does something right.
Correct.
But what irks me, and it shouldn't, but it does, is that people want to give him credit for what he gets right, but they absolutely refuse to criticise him for what he got wrong.
Yes, right.
For why we were 11th going in to play Leeds after